Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comic Wall. It's your girl, the Outcast Angel, and today let's talk about issue 5 of Skybound's newest series, Die, Die, Die. And yeah, I'm late, I know. Issue 5 came out back in November. I know, it's December. And issue 6 has just recently been released, which my next video will be issue 6. So just wanted to get these out here while that issue's fresh and new. Excuse me. Anyway, this issue was crazy. I mean, with each new issue, things just get more intense and more violent. And my bangs are not cooperating with me. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, it was just a crazy issue. So let's just dive right into it. First off, we get an kind of origin story on these two characters, Bethany and Theodore, who met in training. Relationships among agents were forbidden, and they barely even tried to hide it. These two were the characters in issue 4, where they helped Nate pull off some heist of some sorts. They're part of the same government they work with, but they're not, you know? Anyway, relationships among agents were forbidden, and they barely even tried to hide it. Somehow, working together made them better. Their love for each other made them push a little harder, do a little more. They thrived. Eventually, they were paired together officially and have been a successful team ever since, because the top brass knows, good or evil, anyone who tries to separate them will. And of course, we get another great title sequence, Die, 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 and a very cute picture of the two of them, for one thing. We get a little more background on who they were, because when they were introduced in issue 4, obviously we had no idea who they were or what their role even was, and so kind of real quick, we jump into this, and I'm not even sure if I want to even mention it, but we see Senator Connie Lipschitz sitting in this, Congress room. I'm not sure where it is, where this guy's talking about some weird, I don't know, it's not even worth mentioning, but she gets passed a note from freaking Senator Barnaby, and it's I'm not even sure if I'm gonna put it up. I might. It's just anyway. Just look at him. She looks back like, seriously, and he's just like, hi. Anyway, we jump over to John. Yeah, to John, the third brother of these group of brothers that we've been following. Anyway, as we saw last issue, a group of soldiers were rushing in, possibly to kill him. And so in this issue, we see that he's sitting on a pile of these troops, but none of them are dead. And obviously he came out of it unscathed, and he's asking this one troop who's hanging upside down, saying, he's not dead, is he? He's like, no, sir, just shit himself and passed it out. He was scared, sir. He's like, okay, good. And he even says, when you fellas get yourselves free, there's some fresh venison up in the house. It's just going to go bad anyway, so if you're hungry later, you're welcome to it. Anyway, it's so weird seeing this. Like, he has every regard for human life here. Like, he wants them to stay alive, even after the fact that they tried to kill him, you know? And so, the soldier even says, I'm really sorry, sir. Had we known it was you we were going after, we'd have all slit our throats and slit our own goddamn throats and jumped out of that fucking chopper. But he's like, I appreciate that, but let's not kid ourselves. You were more than happy to get the bragging rights if one of you trigger-happy shitheads took me down. I saw that gleam in your eye. He's like, and the soldier's like, but can you blame us? Anyway, even here, the soldier says, I just want to say, you're a class act. I can't thank you enough for not killing us. I don't think Dave will ever walk again, but he'll hold his baby girl in his arms, and that's what's important. You're a hell of a guy. Like, aw, you know? But John is, he's limbering up and everything. He's like, I haven't had a fight like this in years. I think I needed this. Anyway, he's not able to get information on who sent these guys to kill him. But when he walks out of the forest, the chopper pilot is waiting there. He's like, damn it, or well, fuck. And John's like, you didn't really think I'd be one of your guys walking out of the woods, did you? I'd have left if I did. If I didn't, you gonna kill me? But he's like, nah, if you're willing to give me a ride, hop in. It's so crazy seeing this play out, Anyway, this next scene we see Nate dropping off his little girl at school, and we see this teacher come up to him saying, I need to talk to you about Nancy's behavior. I just wanted you to be aware some boys were teasing Nancy, and well, she hit them. And he's like, oh, were you going to point them out to me or something? No, I was absolutely not. Your daughter hurt these boys. I feel it would be best if you talked to her to congratulate her. The boys were teasing her, right? Yes, but Nate, violence is never the answer. He just laughs in her face, and he's like, you made my morning. Honestly, that pissed me off. I hate when, I guess, little girls are expected to take the higher road, like if a kid is picking on my kid, I expect them to retaliate or act back. Yes, violence is never the answer, but I'm not gonna get into it. It's just it just pissed me off. Anyway, Nate ends up walking by this family, and it's a mom and a dad and their daughter going off to school, saying, "I love you, Mom and Dad, and we love you." And we see Nate getting this kind of lonely look in his eyes, like he's missing out on something, which of course he's raising Nancy by himself, but he wants something more. Anyway, Nate walks into Connie's office at the kind of warnings of her assistant, and we see Connie held over her desk, bent over her desk, not in that way, honestly, by John, and she's saying, please tell John that we didn't send a strike team to kill him before he blows my brains out. And Nate and John's pretty suspicious of Connie and Nate, and so Nate's like, if someone was trying to kill you, I'd hope you'd come to us for help. What motive could we possibly have? And Connie says, I normally enjoy being bent over this desk, but can we speed this up? Kirkman, I really want to know what went into your mind into making this comic, because good lord, man. Anyway, Nate finally manages to talk John down, and Connie even says, we're part of the government. The government is fucking huge. I agree it was most likely us, but it wasn't us. Like, us. Anyway, he asks where his brother is, and that's when we switch over to Theodore and Bethany, yes, who are jumping out of an explosion. I mean, first off, to Chris Burnham and Nathan Fairbairn, and of course, hold on, let me make sure who the letterer is here, because I know it jumps around. Rus Wooton. You guys, look at this page, you guys. This spread of the explosion and just the words. It's beautiful. Anyway, and all the body parts falling. They're on some kind of mission. They what is said here is that the general knows we're here now. They're going to call in an airstrike if his ground troops can't stop us. He'll kill us all before he lets his brother retake the government. Who is some kind of president of this government. Anyway, Theodore and Bethany managed to break into the president's, I guess, meeting room, and we see George, slitting the president's throat, saying, it's not what you think. It is what you think, okay? And so, he jumps into actions, going to stab Theodore, saying, no matter what it looks like, you were sent here to save President Amal, and instead you turned on your government and murdered him. And so, it's going to take some time selling that, but apparently it's already been sold. If you make it out of here alive, you'll have every friend you ever made in the business hunting you down. You're fucked. And that's when we see George fighting Theodore and Bethany, and he even takes a good slice to the abdomen. He gets pretty messed up. But then Theodore gets throat punched and is incapacitated for a minute, whereas Bethany rushes to his side, gets shot in the arm, and Theodore ends up lunging at George, saying, "I'll kill you." And he's like, "Sure," throwing him over. Anyway, it's hard talking about fight scenes. I don't want to. I know I'm gonna show most of it, but I don't want to show most of it because I want you guys to buy the comic as it is. But it's just it's a challenge. Anyway, they notice some of the soldiers of this area running away, and they're like, they know something we don't. But then we see George run out, followed and tackled by Theodore, only to escape anyway. And when Theodore and Bethany rush out the doors to chase after him, that's when they see the airstrike coming in and blowing up the, I guess, Capitol or whatever it was behind them. And surprisingly, they're still alive. And they have to figure out what to do now. And so we see George out of sight of them, bleeding out, but he's calm as a wind, and making a phone call. And that's when we see Senator Barnaby getting a text message saying Bonnie and Clyde are on the run, done deal. And that's when we see the president golfing, and I don't know. I see a lot of similarities to certain political figures in the real world here, and so the president gets a call and he's pissed, and that's when Senator Barnaby asks, "Was it about the extraction mission?" And he says, "Yes, Anita's team failed. The country is completely under military control now. Everything is fucked. We're gonna have to declare war. Fuck, Anyway, he tells Barnaby, I think I'm finally starting to see what you're saying about the program. They're getting sloppy. These teams need more oversight. Boys, wheel up." And so he's like, "I couldn't agree more. Which is why you're going to get a bullet in your head." Yeah, Barnaby's pretty fucked right now. Anyway, now I did manage to get a letter printed this issue. Thank you to the Skybound team. And funny thing, the letter's name they were managed to come up with was Lipschitz List, and I swear to God, I was so close to thinking that one, because I was trying to think of a letter's name for this page, and I came somewhere close to saying something like that, and it was I'm so mad I didn't think of it first, because it just makes so much sense. I always try to make puns out of letters columns and the issues, but anyway, so I start with 3 issues already. I can't believe how quickly this series has already started to project. Feels like just yesterday y'all surprised us with this, and now we're here. And so Sean Mackiewicz, the editor, replied with, "Once a comic is released, there's no turning back. I mean, sure, you can miss shipping on a couple issues, and soon no one will care about your comic, but if you're doing it right, deadlines just keep coming fast and furious. I feel that with these videos." Anyway, I'm a bit curious about the society of things in the story. Is everything of a looser nature, or is it just the way things are with senators and such? Things just seem way too sexy. And so Sean says, "Senators live sexy-ass lives. Looking at you, Bernard Sanders." Yeah, Bernard Sanders. He was talking about Bernie Sanders. Yeah, see? Anyway, Robert Kirkman chimes in with, "I've done extensive research into the true lives of senators, and I can say their lives are not in any way accurately portrayed in this comic. There is no civics lesson here. I put all the research time in to ensure this book is as inaccurate as possible." Way to go, Robert. Anyway, or Mr. Kirkman, sorry. I don't consider myself on first name basis with you, I guess. Anyway, now as for Paul's girlfriend, who is she? Is she another agent? Was she trained under Paul? Am I going to have to wait till next few issues to find out? Probably. See you next month. You might have to wait more than a few issues for Jennifer's story. Stay tuned. And that was Robert Kirkman closing that out. And that's all I have for you guys today, or for this issue. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked it. And if you did, drop a like, show the love, hit that subscribe button to get more of my videos, ring the bell to get notifications on when I post new videos, so that way you guys stay updated and don't miss out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.